Nice, 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 nice. Come on, nice, 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 nice. Tonight's rundown, the BET Awards, which was last night. What an occasion.
Last night.
Oh, was it? Oh, 2 nights ago.
Sunday night.
It was so fresh. Everything's happening. Congresswoman Auntie Maxine Waters, Ashanti. She makes the show for the first time in a while. Scheduled appearance. The Cephuses, if you don't know who that is, that's Cardi B and Offset, aka Belle Callis and Kiari. Cephus. What a name. And Drizzy Drake, aka Aubrey Graham. Tonight on Bro Talk Live. Dex, do you like the poster? Do you see the correlation this week?
I like the poster. I don't know if I see a correlation, but I do like what I see.
It's a red carpet, so
I see what you did there.
Always something. Bill will be joining us in a bit.
Speaking of seeing things, you guys know I always start the show off with a story. Really quickly though, I just want to give a very quick shout out to a couple of people. Everyone who's been like listening to the show, watching the show, and reposting and retweeting. Like I want to give you guys huge shout outs. Fatima, Shakima, Marion, Vance. And I also want to give a shout out to new listeners, Erica and Brandon Best, and also Dylan and Tasha. Like, thank you guys so much for your support. And aside from that, I want to talk to the world a little bit about an issue that I've been seeing. What is wrong with us as a society that we just decide just not to think anymore? You know, like I saw this post that said, what age were you when you learned that the electric slide was about a vibrator? And I said, I don't necessarily think I don't know if I believe that, but let me just look it up. So I listened to the song yesterday and read the lyrics. There's nothing about that even like simulates a vibrator. She talks about energy. She's talking about dancing. Like that's a problem that we're so dumb and people are just consistently reposting and like, oh my God, I found out today. Like, no, you didn't. That means you saw this post and you just reacted to it. You didn't even look it up.
Well, one thing they did do was A Night to Remember by Shalimar. Gonna make this a night to. They said that's about a threesome.
Okay.
So
sure. Listen to it.
And they said Love Come Down is about an orgasm because you know your love coming down. I'm just telling you what I read on Twitter. So I think
that's the problem. People read this stuff and they retweet it. They don't even go back and listen to the songs. At least help the people get their streaming numbers up. Come on, if you're gonna do it, like don't just repost some dumbass. See, I said I was gonna curse tonight. Don't just post some dumb meme. And speaking of meme, another thing that I saw y'all out there posting. You know how you get, well, you know, society. You know how you get those like plugins. I mean, you know, you get the air fresheners that twist up.
Yeah, the dollar ones, the Glades.
Yeah. So speaking of those. Like you get these, and if you guys are on the actual podcast, if you guys listen to the podcast, I apologize for this. I'll be quick though. So this is them, right? There is something people were saying like the proper way to do it is to twist off the cap at the top.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. Let me like try that or whatever. So then I do it, and today I'm like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like that really doesn't fit to me. So then I decide to move over to the instructions. The damn instructions don't say that. They do not say pull the top part up. They say do it like we've always been doing. What is wrong with you people? Like nobody reads. Everybody just reposts stuff they see on social media. Everybody's stupid these days. And like enough is enough. Guys, just read the labels, listen to the songs. Now let's start the show.
Okay. What an intro, Dex. Perfect. The best show on the internet. For you by us, brotalklive.com, always on the mark. It's your main man, Jason, holding it down as usual. Ty is currently in South Beach, Miami, for his last, I guess, hoorah before his baby gets here. So shout out to him. Bill is on the way. He will be debuting a new look when he does make his grand entrance. But Dex, how are you, bro? You doing good?
I am amazing. I know I forgot some people when I did my shout outs just now, like Dion and Tanae are two people that come to mind. Really sorry about that, but like shout out to you guys as well. But other than that, Dex is amazing.
Shout out to Reese, theprodusection.com. We really appreciate everything that you're doing. Appreciate it. All right, let's start the show. Bill will join us when he gets here. Was there more entertainment before or after the BET Awards? BET had their award show on all the Viacom networks this past weekend, and it was quite the show. BET Awards 2018. There was a moment early in the show where Jamie Foxx decided to bring up Donald Glover, and they kind of impromptu just winged it. It seemed like didn't seem like it was planned, and Donald didn't really pack his vocals, so that was kind of awkward. The Migos took home best group to the surprise of no one, because clearly Snoop Dogg performed with Ty Tribbett, and Deborah Lee had her swan song as she is exiting Black Entertainment Television as the CEO. No word on who's going to be the new CEO, but whatever. Anita Baker accepted the BET Lifetime Achievement Award from, was that Tyler Perry?
Yeah, that was Tyler Perry.
Oh, okay. I mean, that beard, I'm not used to seeing Tyler like that. But
Tyler's always had a beard.
Let's see what you did there. And Meek Mill made his long-awaited return to the rap stage, debuting a new song called "Stay Woke" with Miguel. That is supposed to speak on police brutality, and he did his thing. Meek's ex, Nicki Minaj, after we reported last week that she wants girls to keep their legs closed, and she's not sure about the part that she plays in girls being promiscuous and easy, as she called it. She had her legs wide open on the BET Award stage to the delight of that young gentleman in the stands. And that was basically the show. But the pre-show included a little bit of fireworks as rap star Nipsey Hussle from the streets of Compton decided to let people know that he ain't no whore. So what happened was he was getting in an argument with a BET employee about parking. The guy smacked a cone out of his bodyguard's hand, and so Nipsey smacked the guy in the face. He got pulled back. He did make it to his scheduled performance, but as we can see, Nipsey Hussle was not at all ready to be punked right before he performed on stage. So here he goes. He has the cone. The guy smacks the cone out of the hand. Nipsey smacks the guy in the face. So that was that. Also, a kind of weird thing that happened was right before the award started, there was an awkward start as police officers, as Dex reported.
No, don't be Dex. Say bro, talk live.
Okay, whatever. Hashtag Dex doing numbers. The police officer decided to step in front of Terrence J as he was doing the lead into the award show, and basically said that they didn't really have the right to be there and they had to shut it down. There was a lot of confusion about what was happening, and at Bro Talk Live tweeted, "Cop security pulled up and said it's time to move." I'm assuming they didn't have clearance to be there at the time. Awkward live TV moment. So guys, was there more entertainment before or after the award show started? Welcome, Bill. We appreciate seeing you here. Oh, that face! Shout out
off this baby's bottom.
All the podcast listeners. Before we get into this topic, Bill has a cleanly shaven face. If you don't know what he looks like, it really won't make a difference. But if you're used to seeing him, you might just want to take a look at the YouTube channel. Bill, why do you have your face shaved before we get into this topic?
So tonight is my last show for 3 months. I am
going to
shipping
jail
away tomorrow to basic training. So basically, I'm going to jail.
They're deporting you to Haiti?
Don't say it too loud.
ICE coming to get you? That's terrible.
They might.
I hope you make it back, bro. Well, yeah, we wish you all the best. But let's get into this topic. Was there more entertainment before or after the BET Awards, Dex?
I think during. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna say that I was like thoroughly entertained because of what they planned during the show, but like me, I'm a behind the scenes kind of guy, like, so I really like to look to see like what's going on and what people are doing and saying. And I thought it was like a mess, and I thought it was very entertaining to like watch these people like squander through, like watching Jamie Foxx bring Michael B. Jordan, randomly bring him up on the stage to be like, say that line from the movie. It was kind of like, you know, you go to the barbecue and your grandmom's like, say that, do that little dance you used to do when you were younger, and you're like, Grandma, I don't know what you're talking about. And like that was funny. And then you have these Hollywood actresses who like act for a living who just refuse to do it for the award show. Like Regina Hall was out there and she was like, oh well, the teleprompter's not here, I don't know what to say. It's just like it was like
she act like she don't do the damn BT Awards every year. Like right, Regina Hall is always at the BT Awards.
It's like one of those things, like everyone just was just like, look, I don't know what's going on here, and we're just gonna just go with the flow. And I thought that was kind of entertaining. I also thought it was funny how like some of the things that they were doing, how they like flowed together. Like for instance, the Snoop Dogg stuff. Like I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, he shouldn't be singing secular music, this and the third, or like gospel singers shouldn't be with rap artists, this and the third. But I was reporting on this show for Bro Talk Live and like recording videos and stuff like that. And at one point, there was a video that I recorded where this man is literally during Snoop Dogg's set blowing tree, like there's smoke coming out of his mouth, and then immediately after it goes into this package of how God saved Snoop Dogg's life. You can't have it both ways, brother. Like you can't still be smoking this weed or whatever and bragging about how you always get high and then talking about God saving you. Like you got to pick a side.
Look, there's a lot of different factors that go into it. What was the most surprising moment to you?
Nicki Minaj.
Did she seem desperate to you? I mean, I don't, and I thought this when I saw the album cover. I was like, I don't know why she's trying so hard. Like it just seems like she's really exerting a lot of energy to try to trump up who she is.
For me, when I saw the Nicki Minaj stuff, it was just like, I feel like Nicki has done stuff like this before, like, you know, overly sexual like performances and stuff like that. But I don't know, like I thought she had like kind of like grown a little bit from that. And like to see her yesterday, or at the, look at me, like yesterday, you got that in my head. To see her at the award show, literally at one point, lay down and just lift her legs up in the air and then crawl on the floor. It's just like, Nicki, like you're better than that. Like I think she might have been one of the biggest stars at the show. And like, I don't think she represented herself well. And then when Jamie went out to her to talk to her about like how great she is, this and the third,
did you see that head?
People were saying like bad stuff about her hair or whatever, but like I don't really get into women's hair. But I just got into her attitude. Like she just didn't seem like she wanted to be there. And I think that's what her, maybe not her fans, but that's what people are looking at and they're seeing. Like you don't want to be there, so like it's hard to support you. Yeah. And also, Nicki, you said you were going to pay somebody student loans, and I entered that contest. Where is my money?
Maybe you didn't win. Bill, did you watch the BET Awards? Oh, you look so young.
I did not because of I couldn't because Sunday I was in South Carolina for a funeral, so I was unable.
Oh, sorry.
But I did get into them highlights on the way back. Yikes. Like let me tell you something. What I've like watched, it has been like BET and the BET Awards has completely lost the prestigious fortitude that it once had. Like it is just, it's not what it used to be. It is just a cluster F of nonsense, and people don't care. And it's just like, oh, we here for the culture. Like,
well, I'm excited. I'm excited for the next wave of whatever happens with BET. I think there's enough talent out there that it has to rise to the top eventually, and I'm hopeful for the future.
Or it doesn't. See, that's the thing. Like in this industry, it could just completely fizzle out. Seriously. BET needs to revamp and seriously, like, do a serious listen. BET, here's what you all need to do, and you can at me afterward, give me my little credit, and then put Bro Talk Live on the air. Here's what they need to do in their revamp. They need to add like kids shows and pro-black things that are going to make our black and brown children empowered. Like,
and I think they've heard that. Like that's been a criticism for a little while now.
I mean, but y'all keep showing Baby Boy. Y'all keep showing.
I mean, I think it's owned by Viacom. MTV sucks just as bad as BET, or if not worse. So you know, I feel like Viacom as a whole just needs to get out of the way, or at least loosen the reins a little bit and let people be themselves. Did you see that? Did you see that Jay Farrow? Not Jay Farrow. What's that boy? That little boy with the Sprite commercial. The little boy who be singing Erykah Badu parodies on YouTube.
Missed it.
What's his name? Jay Flame, Jay Fair. I don't know what his name is. Something like that. But he's a little YouTube star. He got himself a little commercial. So shout out to him. Get that money. Who is out of line here? It all started when Melania Trump, after Trump was accused of putting them kids in jail. She went to go take a look at it. And while she was traveling, she decided to wear this coat that said, "I really don't care. Do you?" To that, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, let's go transition a little bit. Because of the children issue, people were criticizing her and a lot of people in the administration. She said, "Last night I was told by the owner of Red Hen in Lexington to leave because I work for the President of the United States, and I politely left. Her actions say far more about her than about me. I will always do my best to treat people, including those I disagree with, respectfully, and will continue to do so." So I retweeted and said, "I really don't care. Do you?" And Maxine Waters, Dex like that. You like that one, Dex?
I thought that was really good. It was very clever.
Maxine Waters, for her part, is right with the restaurant owners in this situation, and she said, "Let's stay the course. Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd and you push back on them and you tell them that they're not welcome anymore, anywhere." To that, Donald Trump heard about what Congresswoman Auntie Maxine Waters said, and he said Congresswoman Maxine Waters had Donald, are you here? We have Donald on the phone. Donald, are you here?
Ooh, one last time.
Well, it's this is the last time I'll be here, folks. Okay, I've got far more pressing things to do, folks. America first. Okay, I've done far more things than anybody on this panel has done. I know more people than anybody else combined in the world. Okay, I know the creatures in the underworld, folks. Okay, so I've got to go to space, and I've got to go to the Sea Force, and I've got to make sure these people know it's America first, folks. So for that, I just have to say, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, an extremely low IQ person, folks. Okay, because all those kinds has become, together with Nancy Pelosi, whose wig is too tight, folks. I've never seen a face so pulled. And the face of the Democratic Party. Who wants to be a Democrat?
That's a Democrat Party?
The Democrat Party, folks. Because who wants to be a Democrat these days? They're spineless. They're penniless, folks. They don't have any money. I've got all the money. And she has just called for harm to supporters, of which there are many, 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 many supporters. Did you see the inauguration, folks? There were more supporters than anywhere in the world. It looked like Hitler's out there. Okay, folks? It was just the biggest and the brightest and the best. Okay, folks? And of the Make America Great Again movement, and there are great people on both sides. Be careful what you wish for, Max.
Max sent me. So to that, Maxine Waters went on MSNBC, and she talked about what Trump said. He calls for more violence than anyone else. Listen to some of his statements during his campaign since he's been president. Quote, "I like to punch him in the face. I like to knock the crap out of him. Maybe he should be roughed up. Try not to hurt him, but if you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it." If that's not creating violence and supporting violence, what is? I've said nothing like that. Trump is the one who is creating lies, trying to have people believe that I talked about harming people. There's nowhere in my statement at any time, any place that we talked about harm. Guys, who is out of line in this situation? Maxine or Donald?
Maxine's always out of line, so you know. You know, I'm full with that one. She's out of line.
Dex just don't like Auntie Maxine
for no reason.
Here's the thing, though. That was a little stunty. Like,
what she did?
I mean, like, yeah, like show them wherever they are, create like a crowd wherever they are. Like, girl,
she's just saying put up a force and don't back down. I mean, and what's wrong with saying that?
Because I'll do you one better. How about y'all just go out and vote?
Ooh.
Did I? Yes, I did. Just go out and vote. Like, y'all show up to everywhere else except the polls.
Well, they be at the polls. just not those.
Like this.
I don't
wouldn't
think
even be an issue
anything that Maxine said was wrong. I feel like she was well within her rights to say
You
that.
never do.
Well, of course you don't. You kill baby birds.
What's that have to do with anything?
I mean, those birds got on your nerves. You showed up and caused harm, didn't you?
With the crowd. So, Dex, you really think that Trump was didn't have any responsibility or any culpability in that threat that he gave her? Be careful what you wish for. What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. Like Cardi B said it. You ain't saying nothing to her.
What did she say?
I mean,
she said, "Be careful with me." Guess Trump was saying the same thing. He's inspired.
I
can't. Bill, you really think you're really not on Maxine Waters' side?
It's not that I'm not on her side, but I expect she's like I don't expect you to go low, Max. Like
yeah,
when they go low, you go high.
No, to be honest with you, at this point, though,
daughter is all the way low.
Whatever Donald Trump does, like you can, she's like the Al Sharpton of Donald Trump. Like before, anytime there was like an opportunity to grab some attention, Al Sharpton would grab it. Now, like anytime there's an opportunity to get some attention, Maxine is like, "Yo, here I am." Like she loves.
No, I don't think it's necessarily that, but I just feel like she's a part of the cabinet. Like she hates him so much that she fits right in. Like she'll say anything that's against him.
She's been consistent.
He's like, the sky's blue. She's like, nope, it's orange. Call the people it's orange. I don't like him. I'm not showing this blue. Like, girl, it's clearly blue. Like,
no, she would say broke clocks right twice a day. That's something she would say.
But here's the thing I do. I think if there's going to be a change in this country, like somebody has to stand up and say something. So like, if it starts with you not letting them eat in your establishment.
And that's what she's saying. That's all she was saying.
Eat at the White House. Like, eat at the White House.
Eat at the White House.
Trump's got all the answers.
Are you ready for...
Shout out to Ashley Joy, and she actually has a question for you, Jason. She says, I'm listening to the show or watching the show, and I see that Jason knows how to kill birds, and I'm having a bird problem. Can he holler at me? See, Jason, now we helped you start a business.
Couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about it. DM me.
Ashley, you can actually slide in my inbox and I'll send you the invoice because I'm the middleman, so I got to get paid.
I do not kill birds, by the way. I don't want to lose any potential bird sponsors.
Look at the eye. He knows a guy. He knows.
I just know how to get birds to leave us alone. Are you ready for Everything Is Love Part 2? And by that, I'm talking about the news that Shanti gave to E.T. What? Because apparently they had a correspondent at the BET Awards. And that's what...
I can't.
So E.T. was at the BET Awards, and they talked to Ashanti, and she said that she has a new collaborative album coming out with Ja Rule. If you don't know who Ja Rule is, he was a famous rapper back in the early 2000s, pre-2003 and pre-50 Cent. 50 Cent put him out of commission, and he has been in hiding ever since. Ashanti said this to ET magazine at the BET Awards. Listen, me and Rule... Is Rule his nickname? I thought Ja was the nickname. Is Rule the nickname? Dex, official Ja Rule fan. What's the nickname? Is it? I just want to say one name. Is it Ja or is it Rule?
It's Rule, but like Ashanti calls him Ja. Like,
Okay. Listen, me and Rule, it's so funny because we've been talking about that for so long, but I think now he's like, okay, now it's time to do it. She told ET's Nichelle Turner at the BET Awards.
That voice.
So we're going to carve out the time and make it happen. So, Bill, are you ready for Everything Is Love?
Carve out the time? What else are y'all doing? What are y'all even doing? Here's the gag.
They gotta block it out. They booked.
I thought the gag was that the ET was at the BET Awards. Then I gagged harder because they had a magazine. I'm like, y'all got a magazine? Then it hit me. Ashanti was at the BET Awards. Doing what?
Yeah, why was she at the BET Awards? Like she have a single out or something? She have an album out? Dex, how should the BT Awards?
She about to carve out this time. That's what she about to do.
She was at the BT Awards. More than like I didn't catch any interviews with her, but like a lot of other people did. Apparently, I guess I'm not the only one checking for her. But she did release that. She does have a single "Say Less" out right now.
What's the name of the single?
She has a single called "Say Less." It's out right now. But like,
is that the one you didn't like?
That is the one that I wasn't crazy about. But let me tell you this though. To be honest with you, like I love Ashanti, I love Ja Rule. I think I've been to their concerts and I think you're great. Like I like it. But my issue with this situation is that you guys are a little too late. Like Ashanti and Ja Rule literally have been on tour with each other for like the past 4 to 5 years. Like they've been on tour together. They like literally traveled the country together on tour.
They're like an act. Like
yeah, but it's like
it's kind of like Remy Ma and Fat Joe. They're like an act.
Why are you now deciding to put out a joint CD when you guys have been able to do this for years now? And like that frustrates me. And I'm gonna be honest with you here. Like I'm real. I'm as real as they come when it comes to people that I like. If they messing up, I can say it. I can tell you right now, there is not one song that Jay-Z and Beyonce has as a collaborative effort that's better than anything that Ja Rule and Ashanti have. Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
I want you to relax.
I love
Crazy
everybody involved, but I'll
you.
be real.
Crazy in Love is not better than anything.
Crazy in Love is not better than nothing that Ja Rule and Ashanti has. Nothing.
Are you kidding me?
Nothing. The only song that the only good collaboration that Jay-Z and Beyonce have is Drunk in Love. And everything else is like, okay, whatever. I'm skipping it.
They got Drunk in Love. They got Crazy in Love. They got all.
They have these songs, but they're not better than anything.
Deja Vu. Boy, Dex,
I think grade you.
Move on.
Every song
you need to look at the numbers.
And something that Ja Rule and what's his name? Ja Rule and Ashanti.
It's Ja Rule. That's nasty. Ja Rule.
All right, let's move on. You understand, don't you? You guys have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. A stunt. Cardi B announced to the world via Bro Talk Live's Instagram page at Bro Talk Live on Instagram. The Cephas's Cardi B let us into her private life earlier today when she revealed that her and Offset, aka Kiari Cephas, got married in 2017. She said, "There are so many moments that I'm not going to do that. There are so many moments that I share with the world, and then there are moments that I want to keep for myself. Getting married was one of those moments. Our relationship was so new, breaking up and making up, and we had a lot of growing up to do. But we were so in love, we didn't want to lose each other. Was one morning in September, we woke up and decided to get married. We found someone to marry us, and she did, just the two of us and my cousin. I said I do with no dress, no makeup, and no ring. I appreciate and love my husband so much for still wanting for me to have that special moment that every girl dreams of when he got down on his knee and he put a ring on my finger and he did that for me. Well, now since you little nosy apps know at least, now y'all can stop saying I had a baby out of a wedlock." Apparently that was really bothering her that she was considered a harlot. At Dex Ducky on Instagram commented under the post saying, "This is odd. Why would he publicly propose a month after their private ceremony?" As Renee responded by saying, "And that just means he cheated on you as his wife and not his girl." Cardi B responded to both of you guys through another boy named White Boy Spam. And she said, "And so did Martin Luther King, Kobe,
I can't.
and Clinton, and most likely your father. But guess what? We worked things out. We grew, about to have a baby and purchasing a home together. Shit happens." So, guys, you understand?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Moving right along.
Yep. You go, girl.
All right, daughter.
No comments.
No comments.
Comment.
God bless you.
God bless.
Be blessed.
Okay, be blessed.
And a story that's going to make Dex very happy. If you were Drake, would you care? Tiffany Haddish was on the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith, and she talked about a time when her and Drake were texting while they were playing the video for Nice for What, and Drake offered to take her out to dinner. Tiffany Haddish naturally said yes. So she said, "I'll block all this time off, like I'm going to get my mustache waxed, get my armpits waxed, got me a nice little dress." Then I'm like, "So what time are we heading out? Are you sending a car?" And then she said, Drake said, "Oh, my bad." And so as it turns out, Drake had a family emergency and he was in Canada at the time. And Tiffany said, "I could have made $100,000 today, but I was trying to see what that D do. But all right." So should Drake be upset? If you were Drake, would you care? I mean, she's a comedian, so she's going to make it funny.
If I was Drake in this situation, I'd be like, dang, I was wrong. Because like Drake and our friendship hasn't really been the same since that whole beef we had in 2015, when he was supposed to come here to Philadelphia to perform, and he ended up like canceling the show or whatever.
He was supposed to come see you, and he canceled on you.
So like now, like we haven't really been the same or whatever. But like you know your boy Dex, always a good judge of character. When I tell y'all who not to fool with, y'all gotta listen to me. I've been telling y'all that for years. I told y'all Tiffany Haddish she's not it. Like that's not the one. And
Chatty Patty.
Drake, I don't think he listens to Bro Talk anymore. So like he probably didn't catch that. He probably didn't catch it when I said that. So now you out here with Tiffany Haddish, who talks way too much on Jada Pinkett's TV little Facebook show, where Jada Pinkett talks way too much. Now you got both of them together just chatting it up. Like your name was bound to come up. Like if you would have listened to me, you would have kept Tiffany Haddish far, far, far away from you. Like you won't tell her nothing because sis can't hold water.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Bill.
Does Drake really care? Drake has a son that Pusha T just put out all over the world and ain't said boo about. Do you think he cares about Tiffany Haddish?
I think he cares about
okay. He don't care. He still ain't said nothing about this little boy.
Not a
Nothing
word.
about this stripper. Not a peep. And you ain't gonna hear nothing from him.
Well,
he don't care.
Comes out. His CD comes out in 3 days, and you actually might hear from him.
Does it really? Damn, it is 3 days.
It comes out this Friday.
Is it a double album?
I won't be hearing.
Did we learn that yet?
Look, man, like I told you, we're not friends. He didn't give me the inside details. I don't know. I'm like y'all. I'm basic like y'all.
I'm like y'all. All right, racist. We all know which story is going to be on the racist segment this week. And what we're talking about is Permit Patty. So this woman posted a video of this lady. Her name's not Permit Patty, actually.
Yes, it is, and that's what we're giving her. That's it. Period.
And she recorded this lady on the phone with the cops. And she called the cops because she saw this little girl selling waters for $1 or whatever like that. And she said she didn't have a permit, so she was calling the cops on that little 8-year-old girl. Very sad. So the internet made fun of her, of course. All jokes aside, unlicensed lemonade stands are one of the most common visual cues of suburban cuteness. Well-off white children selling sugar-filled swill invokes oohs and ahs from folks, while children of color who may actually need the money are seen as a nuisance, said at Belle Biv DeVoe on Twitter. Very well said. The woman, whose last name is Allison, said that there was no quote-unquote racial component in her choice to call the police, saying that her decision was stress-related because the kid who was selling the water was making too much noise. She said, quote, "I completely regret that I handled that so poorly," claiming that she only pretended to call the police and she actually didn't call the police. She said, "I should have never confronted her. That was a mistake, a complete mistake." But she did not apologize for what she did. So, guys, do you believe her? Do you think that there was no racial component in this woman calling the police? Dex, Bill, who going?
Y'all know it's gonna send me off. Let Dex go first.
Honestly, I can't tell. And like with this situation, unpopular opinion, obviously, because it's Dexter, of course. But like, I know it's dumb to call the police on somebody because like they don't have a permit. Like come on, like you're doing the most when you do that. But I really want to know like what happened 5 minutes before like the camera started to roll, because when the camera started, like the woman's already on the phone with the police officers. Like what was the mom or caregiver? Someone was outside with the little girl. what was their conversation? Like, what did she say to you? Or like, what, you know what I mean? Like, what was the actual
I'm going to tell you exactly the conversation.
Wait, hold on. Because the reason I asked is because it reminds me of recently they just did like She's Gotta Have It on Netflix, and there was a scene where there's a woman she wants the neighborhood to be, she's white, and they said that she's gentrifying the neighborhood, and there's a homeless guy outside, and she calls the cops on him, and then the main girl, Zuri, she gets like involved and stuff like that, and it becomes like a whole big thing. But like, if you just look at it from the perspective of what we see, like this woman just came out there, she saw this little black girl, she called the cops. But it could have been something so much bigger than that. It could have been a repeated offense thing. Like, you guys know how kids are. This same little girl could have been out there drawing up and down on the, you know, the pavement and stuff like that, and being disruptive. We don't know that. And I just feel like before we jump to conclusions and say this is racist and like cancel this woman, we really need to know like the full on backstory. And I would like.
Well, she didn't say anything like that. She just.
I don't think she can though. I don't think she can.
No, like, she went on the Today Show, and she talked about that the girl was being loud and she wanted her to be quiet, so she called the police. But she didn't ever say it was a repeat offense and she had been doing that. But she would have said that.
But then, Jason, think about it though. Would it even matter if she did or didn't say that to us? Because think about it. As soon as this came out, she's canceled. We gave her a hashtag. Like, she's lost businesses. Like, I mean, like
businesses, girl, selling weed to dogs. Like, come on,
selling weed to animals.
But I'm just saying, like, people don't want to work with her. People don't want to be around you because of what you're good. So no matter what her story was, we wouldn't care anyway.
But don't be calling cops on 8-year-olds. That's trifling.
Exactly. There's reason behind it, because I get. No, there's not. Yes, there is a reason. It's because she was dark skinned. She was black. That's the reason. Nobody's calling the cops on 8-year-old little white kids out here selling a little lemonade stand. That one out there that had the cancer was out there selling up that lemonade. And guess what? It's a national event now. They didn't have no permit. Didn't have near one. You know how I know? Because I didn't have a permit. The cops just let them sell right there out there on Market Street. Just let them sell. Let that be one of our kids. And we don't need no further story. Peppermint Patty is canceled, okay? Canceled. She's canceled. If it's such a big deal, there are other ways to confront people, and there are other ways to go about. You called the police because it was a black girl, and you knew the police would come quickly, as you said. That's why you were hiding behind that fence. Don't be ashamed.
She ducked down behind that little fence
thing. Don't duck. What you hiding for?
So what would you rather? Would you rather her call the cops on this little girl or swing on her? Like, what's up? Something got to happen.
Watch her duck. Watch her duck. She
should have done. Listen, if she's so concerned, why didn't she report it to her boss so that her boss could take care of it? You so concerned, you called the police.
Who's boss?
You don't call the
8-year-old girls?
Like, no, I'm talking about her boss. You out here selling these weeds to these cats and dogs. Where's your boss at? Call your boss and say, listen, it's hard for me to work. Ain't that hard for you to work? You must got too much time on your hands anyway to go out there and notice that the little girl is selling water.
All right.
Selling water because her mother lost a job.
Moving on.
You out here selling weed to cats and dogs.
Wait, really quick. You said the girl selling water because her mom lost her job?
She wanted to go to Disneyland. So she was out there fundraising.
You think selling the water gonna help?
Guess what? She got 4 tickets to Disneyland, and Peppermint Patty ain't got no job, now do she?
Not for now.
So she should be thanking her for calling the cops then. Because otherwise, you never make it. You was never gonna make the Disney selling water. I can tell you that right now.
She need to start selling weed.
Maybe this was a stunt that they both put together. Maybe that's what it was.
She should have. No, what she should have done. It was called Peppermint Patty, and Daggone should have been selling them weed to them cats. She'd have got Disneyland then.
All right. In Ohio, Bahama Breeze. Have you ever been to Bahama Breeze? They got some good ribs. I like their ribs. They fired a manager who called the police on some black deltas. On June 19th at 8:30, they called the police claiming that about 40 guests were, quote unquote, worked up about the bill and they didn't want to pay. The patrons, who were deltas, mainly said that the service was slow and that the situation escalated when the manager called the police. 4 people of that group were even asked to produce a receipt before they could leave the restaurant, while the police made sure that they paid. Bahama Breeze decided to fire the manager, and they posted this on Twitter. We clearly fell short of delivering great service to our guests. The manager involved no longer works for us because they mistreated a guest, which is inconsistent with our values. We spoke with members of the party to personally apologize and invite them back. Was this racial, guys? And would you go back to Bahama Breeze in the future if you were one of these? I don't know if it was 40 of them or not, but one of the people who were offended by this person. Dex?
Yeah, I would go back. I mean, you know how your cousins be. I'm just saying, like...
I know how Bill be, because when we go to a restaurant with Bill... I mean,
your boy, like, that's why I don't fool with y'all like that. I don't go out to restaurants with y'all because y'all don't know how to act. So that's just what it is. Will was probably with them because you know he was a sorority girl. Like you was probably out there chilling with them.
Girl, you want to talk?
One to talk.
One to talk.
All right. Bill, you think it was racial?
Ain't it always? Like it quite literally is always racial. People don't do things in this country unless it's race motive. Don't even get me started because I'm about to go down that road. Don't even. Let's move on.
All right, time for Q&A. Dex, you want to do Q&A?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it. All right, we got 4 topics today, and they are as such. Dex?
Oh, topic 1, about to explode. Topic 2, B words and dogs. Topic 3, job issues. Topic 4, $10,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Q&A, the part of the show where we answer questions that you send to us. Jason, what would you like to answer?
I think any of them are good outside of job issues. So take your pick. We have About to Explode, which is by a female person who identifies as a female, 2018 hashtag. And then topic 2 and topic 4 are both written by people who identify as males, hashtag 2018. Bill, you got one you want to pick?
Okay.
I'm back. I'm sorry. It's a lot going on. Let's do that blue one. The
B word.
That sounds like that's good.
He said, "What's that word? What's that word?"
Yeah, no, I'm holy. I can't talk like that.
All right, Dex, you want to read it?
Yeah, let's go. My roommate's girlfriend left her dog in my house for what was supposed to be a weekend trip. I agreed to watch the dog. My roommate then broke up with his girlfriend and moved out. I didn't think anything of it until my ex-girlfriend texted me back that Sunday to say she had a family emergency and wouldn't be back until Wednesday. It was a month ago. Wait, my ex-girlfriend? Oh, I'm sorry. Until the ex-girlfriend texted me that Sunday to say that she had a family emergency and wouldn't be back until Wednesday. That was a month ago. I'm spending my own money to feed and take care of this dog. It's a good dog, but I don't want it. Can I find someone else Can I find someone else? Wait, can I find someone that doesn't make sense? Oh, sorry. Can I find someone else who will want the dog? The way I see it, you don't really love your pets if you don't take care of them. She no longer has the same phone number. I have given her 2 deadlines that she has ignored. Give the dog up. If you don't want it, she don't want it either.
Damn. But you can't re-give somebody's dog. Like, that's not even your dog.
Not somebody's dog. It's my dog that I don't want. So I'm asking if anybody else wants it.
That's simple. Bill, do you agree? Is it? I mean, I would agree. I would tend to agree, but I can't see myself just giving somebody's dog. Maybe I would take it to like the pound or something like that. I wouldn't give it to somebody in particular.
According to Judge Judy, if you take care of it, it's yours. And if you don't want to take care of it no more, find somebody to sell it to. I'd sell it. Or take it to the pound.
For some money, you sell it, you make money off the damn dog?
Ain't I been taking care of it?
You're spending money on it.
I guess. I feel like it's not your dog. You can't really make money off of something that's not yours. I feel like that's kind of trash.
If I'm taking care of it, it's mine.
All right, let's do topic 4, $10,000. Let's do that one. Actually, no, let's do topic 1, about to explode. Let's do that one.
About to explode. I have never liked my husband's brother and his girlfriend. They are toxic. Ooh. I keep my distance while remaining polite at family functions. Years ago, they asked my husband and I to be godparents to their child. We accepted over the year. We accepted. Over the years, we've developed a wonderful relationship with this child in spite of my feelings towards his parents. My problem is that I was recently told in a roundabout way that my brother-in-law's girlfriend cleared out the savings account we created for our godson to pay off our credit card debt, which she managed to rack back up again in a few months. I'm so hurt and angry that I want to explode. My husband feels that what's done is done, but I can't move past the anger and the disappointment I feel for my godson. How do I address this with the parents without possibly ruining my relationship with the child in the process?
Damn.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
Once you got,
sorry.
No, you go, Dex.
I don't think you address it with the parents. I think you and your husband discuss it, and then you love the child, like you guys have a relationship together, and you just start a savings on your own. Like I do things for my niece and nephew, and not that I have bad relationships with my siblings or that I don't trust them or whatever, but like when I do for my niece and nephew, I do for them. So like I'll take them to the store and I'll buy certain things for them, or if I'm giving them money, I give it to them directly. Generally, I don't like to give kids money though, because it doesn't really go to the kids, it goes to the parents. If you wanted to start a savings account for this kid, I would do it on my own. And then when the kid is of age, then give him access to it. That way, the parent's not going to steal it. And if you need to dip in there, you can do it, and he won't even know.
But what do you do about the money you've already lost?
Number one, I'm going off. Like, I'm going completely. Like, who do you think you? Because people have this entitled spirit. Like, who do you think you are to just go spending up something that's not for you? And if that's what you want, you should have got a higher paying job. Get rid of some of them credit cards. Stop don't live out of your means. That money is not for you. So in the same time, I do what Dex did, like for my nieces and nephews. And it's not that me and my brothers and sisters have bad relationships or that I don't trust them, but I assure that once they're of age, they'll get all the money that I have designated for them. Nobody has to tip and dip up in their accounts because don't nobody even know they got them.
So you would definitely get the money back though that you invested previously?
Absolutely. You gonna pay me.
I don't think you're gonna get the money back, but I don't think you would actually get the money back, but
one way or the other.
You spent it.
One way or the other, I'm getting something.
I feel like you should like at least tell them that you don't appreciate what they did. At least. And if they decide to give it back to you, yeah, but I wouldn't go fighting over a little bit of money that I gave to a kid because I'm sure it wasn't that much. I mean,
what if it was like $50,000?
I think it might be a lot of money in there.
Oh, all right. For more questions, brotalklive.com and click on the link that says Q&A up at the top. Just a time. This is going to be a Bill, you okay? You leaving?
I have to go. Because I have to finish back and I have to be to the place tomorrow by 8 a.m.
Okay.
So I appreciate,
We're going to see you later then?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we'll see you in a couple of months. Dex, do you have any words for Bill before he embarks on this journey?
Yeah, like have fun and like be safe and be careful and everything. And like if you can, like take really good pictures while you're out there, because like I don't know if you're allowed to use your phone and stuff when you're like supposed to be like protecting the country or whatever, but like if you can like get some like fire selfies and stuff like that, like I mean you can give this to your kids and let them look at it like years from now and it's like, look, daddy was lit.
I'm definitely gonna try, and then I can send a couple to the Bro Talk Instagram.
We don't need that.
Girl, you want it.
We don't need you live streaming from Afghanistan or nothing like that. Like it's not much. Well, yeah. So you be safe.
Well, thank you guys. It's been a blast.
Okay, we'll see you in September, right?
September. Yep.
All right. Everyone pray. Hashtag
so if you come back before September, does that mean you want like AWOL or something like that? Oh, now your connection don't work.
No, Trump took him out.
How convenient.
Super convenient. Just a time. I mean, we don't really have time. Let's just go to Dex's BS report.
All right. The BS report, like very quick today. There's two stories that I really wanted to get out. One story is there's a man in Colorado who is now on trial because he decided to let God use him. And what he said that God told him was that he is not his mother's favorite child. That really upset the young man, and he decided to take his mom out in God's name. The only issue with this story is he's an only child. Next up, there's a couple in Idaho that's divorcing, and you know how they say when you divorce, it gets nasty. Women want half. So what happened was,
dude, I'm not gonna let you just slide that women want half.
That's what they always say.
That's what they say, yeah, but it's not. It's kind of sexist.
I mean, I had a whole thing that kind of goes with it, but you ruined it.
Anyway,
so they say, like, you know, women want half, so forth and so on, or whatever. So what the woman did was she staged a robbery between herself and her soon-to-be ex-husband, and where the man was robbed, and they stole his prosthetic leg. So the guy got a note from another man that was like, look, if you want this leg back, you have to pay me $1,500. When he met the ransom, they held the prosthetic leg for ransom. When he met up with the man, it was later discovered that the man that robbed them was the woman's current boyfriend. So now the ex-husband is standing there, and it's like either he's going to sign those divorce papers that the woman wants him to sign, or like he's not ever going to get his leg back. So he is really standing in a tough situation. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Dex's BS report for the week.
So nasty, Dex. All right, seats. This is the part of the show where we decide to give those who have been running around too much and doing too much a chance to take a break and a reprieve, and thus a seat in Brandy's empty stadium. Dex, do you have a seat tonight?
I do have a seat. So my seat's going to go to Straight Outta Compton actor Jason Mitchell. So Jason Mitchell attended the BET Awards, and if you guys watch the show, he's the one who said that he talked about the peppermint patty situation and said, you know, you shouldn't be calling the cops on black people or whatever. Like, the cops are there for your protection, not your insecurity. Well, what we didn't know is that before the show started, Jason did an interview with Entertainment Tonight where they asked him, like, how do you feel about the whole Roseanne situation? He said that, you know, I really feel like we're very sensitive these days. We need to learn how to take a joke, in reference to Roseanne calling the black woman, the former Obama aide, a monkey. People, you know, lit Jason up. They were like, this is a problem. You can't talk like this. Like, that is not cool. So Jason decided to say, like, oh, I didn't know what Roseanne said. I apologize, you know, players F up or whatever.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. So then followed by that, people were still like attacking him. He said, look, I apologize. Like, you guys need to lay off of me. And now he has been on Twitter for the past 2 days attacking people for coming at him because he feels like since he apologized, that's all he needs to do. And Jason, that's not right. Like, an apology means you're acknowledging what you did wrong. People are still going to show you and tell you how they feel about what you did. And since you apologize, what you're telling us is that you accept and you understand that, but your rebuttals show differently.
Nasty, and he's gonna probably be doing an NRA ad in a couple of days. You know, he probably gonna the next time we see him, he's gonna be probably on Fox News or something like that, interviewing with them, just like Killer Mike, because you know,
that's sad. Very sad.
Fast. They fall real fast. My seat's gonna go to Monique and her husband. For some reason, they still cannot get over this whole pressure situation and Tyler Perry. There was a public was it Madame Noir or something like that who did that post about.
I don't remember, but I did see it.
It was something about Monique, a conversation that Monique recorded between her and Tyler Perry. Which, first of all, isn't that illegal? Like, if someone doesn't know you're recording something, and
it depends on what state you're in.
Okay, well, I think that should be investigated if I'm Tyler Perry, because that's a little crazy. But in that conversation, she talks to Tyler Perry and asks Tyler Perry why he hasn't said anything to Lee Daniels and why he hasn't reached out on behalf of Monique to give her a better name or a better standing in Hollywood. And basically he admitted accordingly in that reportedly in that interview, or in that telephone call, I should say, that Monique should have gotten paid for all of the promotions that she did for Precious overseas. We don't care anymore, Monique. Like, that was 7, 8, 10 years ago. Like, people have a chance to move on. Tyler Perry had said in that phone call that he thought for some reason that it was the worst experience ever, and he just wanted to move past it, and he didn't want to address it. At that point, Monique, you just have to let it go. people are grown. You can't expect people to vouch for you when you haven't asked them to vouch for you. She was upset because Tyler Perry said that, I didn't know that you needed someone to help you. I would have helped you if you just would have called me. And Monique said, you didn't see all the hell I was catching, all that other stuff. That's not Tyler Perry's responsibility, Monique.
No.
You need to get over this and stop blaming people for the reason that you don't have a job and the reason that people, for some reason, everyone says that Monique's hard to work with, except for Monique and her husband. And it just seems like we're going in a circle and we're not getting anywhere because Monique fails to address the problem in the situation. And it may be her. I'm not saying that it is her, but you have to look in the mirror at some point and say, all these people are saying the same thing about me. Why are they saying the same thing about me? And stop trying to get people to believe something different, because at this point, the court of public opinion has ruled. And at this point, via Netflix, via the interview she did with Charlemagne, we can see that Monique is a very bitter person about this. And she has not taken any accountability for the allegations that other people have made against her. So I think she needs to just take responsibility for something at least, and at least try to ingratiate herself if she wants to pursue acting or comedy or entertainment in the future.
Good. Well said.
All right. Those receipts. Don't forget, like, subscribe, tell a friend, and comment on the show if you like it. Don't forget, our podcasts are available on Apple Music, soon to be Google Play Music as well. And Dex, I'm gonna try to get us on Spotify. So we're gonna see how that works out. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We have next week we're going to start debuting playlists, including Music Monday and Throwback Thursday playlists, and they will kind of follow along with all of the posts that we do on Instagram. So everything will be integrated. If you want to listen to a song that you saw on the Instagram page, we will have it there for you, available on Apple Music and Spotify and Google Play Music next week. All right, Dex, do you have any shout outs to give out to the people that you didn't give earlier?
Really shout out to you guys for just allowing me to just not get my stuff together for Woman Crush Wednesday. We've been planning to roll it out, but it's a couple weeks behind. Things that I wanted to work out didn't work out the way I wanted them to, and I really just wanted to be transparent with you guys and let you know that Woman Crush Wednesday will be coming very soon. Back to the
Alrighty. No problem. We appreciate it. Well, is that soon as in tomorrow, or
well, not tomorrow, but at least by the next time. Look, Woman Crush Wednesday will be back before Will comes back.
Okay, that's a promise that I think we could stick to. Throwback Thursday will be this week, so check out the Instagram page for that. Also, check out our IGTV channel, which will be populating content from this week's show, starting this week as well. All right, shout out to the produce section for hosting our podcast on AudioMac. You can find the other podcasts on Apple Music and SoundCloud starting tomorrow. For Dex, for Ty, for Bill, who's gone till September, this is Jason. I'll say my main man, Jason. This is Jason. Another edition of Bro Talk Live. We'll see you next week. We'll end with Dex's smiling face.